So I hired Jane to take care of Stacy today.
I'm glad.
You're exhausted, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking over and over today, trying to really think what upset Henry so much.
Well, I don't think it was any one thing. Oh, the move wore him out. Different pressures, perhaps something at work,
Just wish I could find that picture he was looking at.
Oh, no, the picture isn't important.
Could be a clue.
Oh, but don't get obsessed with such tiny details. They don't matter.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Okay, my dear, 3 good blows just like this. There, that'll start a good winter fire for you. Oh, help me up, my dear.
Certainly, Auntie.
Oh, thank you. It's back. So, where was I? Oh, yes. No, my dear, the slightest detail can be very, very vital.
Oh, but surely, Auntie.
No, my dear, your father was an excellent, excellent host. Yet when the doorbell rang, he did not turn around to see who it was.
He was preoccupied, I suppose.
Oh, perhaps. But then maybe he didn't have to see who it was.
What do you mean?
Oh, this all reminds me of my cousin Anne's damask tablecloth.
It does?
It wasn't very amusing to her, my dear. That tablecloth had been in her family for years.
Oh, I am sorry. Please, go on.
Oh, that's quite all right. Please sit down, my dear.
Thank you.
So, oh yes, my cousin Anne had just finished redecorating her dining room. New rugs, new paint on... actually, I thought the room was rather lovely the way it was. But then I guess some people like change more than others, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yes. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, a few hours after the tablecloth had been laid back into its place, a huge burn hole was discovered.
Oh, dear.
Oh, precisely, my dear. Cousin Anne had just finished returning from the milliner's that very afternoon. She loved hats. No occasion was really special to her unless she had a new hat.
Naturally.
Now, so she walked into the room and noticed this huge burn hole right next to the centerpiece vase.
Well, how did it happen?
Oh, good question, my dear, good question. So, well, naturally, everyone blamed the parlourmaid because she had been known to smoke. Poor misguided girl. Thank you, my dear.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. So, then a few hours later, we discovered the real cause.
You were there?
Yes, my dear. For Anne's first dinner party, I had pointed out that the mirror had been moved.
During the redecoration?
Yes, my dear, and the afternoon sun reflected into the centerpiece vase.
Aha! Like a magnifying glass.
Oh, yes, my dear. Presto, fire.
Oh, fascinating, Aunt Jane. But I don't see the connection with Father.
My dear, the mirror.
The mirror?
Oh, dear. Stand up, my dear. Stand over here where your father was, right here.
Yes.
Back to the door. Looking down at the picture.
Yes, but the picture is incidental.
No, my dear. Keep looking down, my dear.
Yes.
Now, tell me, my dear, who do you think came through the doors at the very precise moment?
Tony and Annabelle.
Keep your head down, dear. Keep looking down, down, my dear, please.
Down, yes.
Now, look up. Turn your head towards the mirror. I think you'll have your answer.
It was Annabelle. That's what Henry saw. That's what caused the heart attack. Quint, wake up. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, it's all beginning to make sense now. Henry was looking down at the picture, then he looked up in the mirror, and that's when he saw Annabelle and Tony walk into the room.
Stop it! Now just stop it!
What?
This isn't a game or a mystery novel. We're talking about my father's life.
I know that. That's what I'm trying to help find out what happened.
I do not want to hear anymore, all right? tired. I need some sleep.
Fine.
Nola, look, I love you. But enough is enough. I just wish you'd drop the whole thing.
Well, I just can't. Not for your sake, not for Henry's. I just can't.
Where are you going?
Oh, I was gonna go to see Henry. I thought, you know, Vanessa's back here. I thought I'd pay him a little visit.
You want me to come along?
Well, I mean, you know, you can stay here, but I'm going to go over to company and see Tony and Annabelle.
Well, I'd like that. I haven't been anywhere except the hospital since Father went in and had his heart attack.
Well, you know, I'd love to have you with me, but I think maybe you just ought to stay here because I think Vanessa needs her family right now.
But your family?
Well, explain that to her.
Nola, listen, I'm sorry I snapped at you earlier.
That's okay. I just won't talk to you anymore about my theories.
Listen, there are no theories. I'm sorry. You still mad at me?
No, I couldn't stay mad at you long.
Quentin, I'm very sorry. I thought you were alone.
That's all right. I'm leaving now.
Well, what's wrong with Nola? What have I done now?
You like me, Billy? Do you realize that even the nurses at the hospital just loathe me? And the only person who really cares about me is my father, and...
You're wrong, Vanessa.
Oh, please don't humor me.
I don't hate you, Vanessa, and neither does Nola.
Don't you have eyes? Didn't you see her tear out of this house when I came down the stairs?
Vanessa, we love you. We're all family.
Nola doesn't love me. How could she? After all those really horrible things I said to her at the hospital, You don't love me either.
Oh, Vanessa, I do love you. Sometimes I don't like you very much.
I do seem to have that effect on people.
I love you, Vanessa, but you're very difficult to like.
You know, I really thought that Billy liked me.
Well, he wants to like you. We all want to like you. But you make it so difficult.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I think you know what I mean, Vanessa. Because sometimes I don't think you like yourself very much.
Hey, you better get out of here. You're gonna... A lecture.
Yeah, it's a special series that Dr. Lorman's giving at the university.
Oh, well, I always like lectures.
Yeah? Try this one.
You're sure welcome to come along, Nola.
Oh, what's it about?
It's tracing the derivation of the possessive pronoun in modern English.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, Tony was thrilled too, weren't
Yes,
you?
I was. Absolutely. I tell you, you just take some heavy notes, and when you get back, you can do a show and tell for me, okay? Come on.
Sweetheart, I don't need to take notes.
Oh, really? Why not?
Because I know everything I need to know about possessive pronouns.
Yeah, what's that?
You are mine, and I am yours.
I think there's more to this pronoun stuff than I thought.
Go on.
Okay. Bye, Nola.
Oh,
Have
see ya.
fun.
So, where's Mom?
Oh, the commander took her out to see a movie.
Oh?
Yeah, you know, I think he's kind of got eyes for Ma.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad we're alone.
You are?
Yeah, I think we should talk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've got some things to say. They're kind of terrible, but I sort of have to. But I have to say them.
Well, why don't you just come out and say them?
I think Annabelle is the reason that Henry had the heart attack.
Why didn't you tell me you and Quint were going to Chicago to talk to Bill Bauer?
Because you and Annabelle had just gotten engaged.
So?
We didn't want to upset you.
Why would that upset me? Annabelle didn't have anything to do with all of that.
Not directly.
What does that mean?
I think it was more than a coincidence that Annabelle was in Chicago at the same time Bill Bauer died.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Now, listen to me. And I think that it's more than a coincidence that Bill Bauer's face was rubbed out in that picture in company. And also, it's more than a coincidence that Annabelle looks exactly like that girl in the picture.
Annabelle doesn't have anything to do with that picture. It was taken over 20 years ago.
I think she does. Too many of these coincidences are pointing in the same direction.
What direction?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But I think Henry does. And I think that's why he had the heart attack when he saw Annabelle.
Why?
And because I think he knows who that girl in the picture is.
You gotta promise me something. You promise me that anything we say here will not go outside these walls. Swear.
I swear.
After Henry had his heart attack, I found another copy of the picture.
Oh. Where did you find it?
In company. Only this one was different.
What do you mean?
This one had two faces rubbed out instead of one.
Well, that proves it.
That proves what?
It proves that it's all connected.
No, listen, jumping to conclusions like that isn't gonna help.
I'm not jumping to conclusions, Tony. Look, I want to help Annabelle as much as you do. We have to get to the bottom of this whole thing.
I agree. But right now, the most important thing is that no one knows about this, especially Annabelle, okay?
All right. But I can't tell Quint either.
Perfect. We have an agreement?
Yes. This whole thing is just between you and me.
When you think of me, do you think of a hothouse flower?
A what?
Don't you know what that is, for heaven's sakes? A hothouse flower is a person that's only good for being decorative and being pampered.
Is that how you see yourself?
Well, I didn't used to when I had a job, and
A job? There you go. You answered your own question. You had a job, you were achieving, you were doing something on your own. Now you lost that job. Is it irreparable?
No. No, I really don't think it is. Because you and Daddy and I own a controlling interest in Spaulding.
Ah, then you're thinking of taking over for Father while he's out.
Yes. Yes, I am. I mean, who would be a better replacement for Daddy? You don't want the job. Alan would be lucky to have me. And with your help, he's gonna get me whether he wants me or not. And we're gonna see who's a hothouse flower.